Good afternoon, folks. We'll be getting started in just a couple minutes. Can head over and enter our giveaways for today while you wait. And at 2 o'clock we'll get building. Good afternoon, folks, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Black 6 from BZPower here, and we're going to be finishing up our build of R2-D2 today. We've got special guest BB8 coming to join us. If you didn't watch our live build of this set or haven't seen it, it's a pretty fantastic little droid build. He's got some cool features. He's got the little fire lighter thing pops out the front, and then on this side you can control his head. So cool playability features, looks great as far as the cube shaping. So I think he's a little too big to be in scale with R2, maybe not though. I feel like in the films BB-8 only comes up to here though on R2. But close enough, you can definitely tell which one is bigger. But anyway, here's the droid we were working on last week. Looking pretty great from the front, other than obviously the missing head. The back, still need to finish that up today. I think that's what we're gonna be starting out with. He's got some fun features already that we were adding in last week. He's got little grabber claws there. He's got these little panels that pop out with some more little tools. There we go. That extend out here. So of course, R2's just chock full of little scomp links and shock prods and grabber arms. So it was cool they included some of those in here. And then he's got his legs, his third leg that can retract up. So you gotta, there we go. Maybe there. So he can stand on his two legs and kind of wobble from side to side like he does in the films. And yeah, that's all we've got so far. I do enjoy, I was playing around with the retractable leg feature and trying to get the hang for it over this week. And once you realize like how it's supposed to work, like it's more the side legs going back than the body tilting forward, you kind of can get a hang for it, and much easier to go back and forth between the two. All right, with that out of the way, let's open up our instructions here. Still have not used our one sticker. Of course, that'll probably be at the very end. And let's open up bag 10 and build R2-D2 a back. Hope everyone's been having a lovely week since our last build. Unfortunately, out here on the East Coast, the weather started getting much hotter again. It's been very miserable to go outside sometimes. But other than that, it's been all right. Okay, let's get our build camera in position. All right, excuse me. Droids, and yeah, let's do it. Now, it has been a week since we built the first half, but some of these techniques we're doing here do seem awfully familiar from what we did last time while working on the front of R2 here. Especially this 2x2 round jumper and these little wall panel pieces. Hey there, the real Buttloaf. Are there fake Buttloafs running around? There are a few fake ones. What? Who'd want to be a fake Buttloaf? I feel like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, you've said that looking back, it's a very silly name that you chose for yourself. And you might not choose it again if you had the opportunity. So it makes me wonder why someone would try to be a fake Buttloaf. Oh, so you're an identity thief. Interesting. Good to know. Yes, we're always watching you. You may find yourself on a list now. Most confidential thing I can tell you. If I told you on this chat that it is being recorded, it would not be very confidential anymore. So, I don't think I can really tell you anything. Government lied to us. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are several well-documented instances of where the government has lied to the public. If you ever want some fun reading about shady stuff the government has done, go look up Projects MK Ultra and Operation Paperclip. If you trusted the government before, you won't after you read about those. They're on the list. Alright, so since the back doesn't have to have all of the like detailing and openings, the front does for all those little arms and things that pop out, can make it much more solid. Although we are going to have these slots on the side here, so we have little levers to open up those doors on the front. What do you do to get yourself on the watch list? Other than stealing identities, I guess that's pretty big. I'll get you on some lists. But only if you get caught. I put nobody on no lists. Don't you be blaming me for stuff. All right, looking nice and smooth and rounded. Now, good to put the attachment points for putting it on the back. I don't know if any of this is for getting for lug sport yet. Yeah, I have the list. I just need to get around to sharing it with everyone. Probably sometime this coming week, I'll be posting that for Bionolog members. Sets that stood out. Surprising number of Technic sets. Some of the little ones, we got like 10 or 8 or 10 of them. I think 8 of 2 different ones maybe. So figure people will probably appreciate that. Chance to get their hands on some nice Technic stuff. Back on. So we've got our Technic pin axle combos here that are going to slide into these blue Technic connectors. There we go. And now we've got these little gaps here we're going to fill in. And by doing this, attaching it, there's a half pin with a stud on here. So once we put that on, especially once you put it on both sides, the back won't be able to slide up anymore. This kind of locks it in place there. I think we also are getting, or have gotten, a couple of interesting Duplo sets. So curious to see who ends up getting those and what interesting things they manage to do with them. All right, so now we're got these axles with a cone on here. I'm not sure if there's anything that's going to lock these in place. Because when we push on them, you can see that opens up the door in the front. I don't think anything does lock them in place. I think it's just kind of like, you can go hide them somewhere, and then when you want to activate it, you can push that in. So it doesn't have this axle sticking in the back of R2 while he's on display. Because it does look a little unsightly. Kind of wish they had come up with like a slightly better technique for that, like more streamlined. Some tiles now along the top. How are these supposed to line up? Alright, there we go. And now when we put the head on, I'll have some smooth tiles to rotate on, plus it'll help hide the gaps and any of the Technic stuff that's exposed there. Alright, that was it for bag 10. On to bag 11 where we start building his head. I think one of the Duplo sets we got is like a bath time set. So it's got like this floaty piece. It's like a round kind of flying saucer shape. Sure someone can do something really interesting with that. I think other than that, though, a lot of creator 3-in-1 sets for the most part. Yeah, some other different things, like I feel like there's some like friends. Like a couple Ninjago, like 1 or 2 Star Wars sets. Like, I feel like they know people like the Star Wars sets, but they also know that if they don't give them to Lugs, Lugs will buy them anyway, so why should they give them to us for free? Some very interesting plate techniques here, because you got to get that like this rounded dome shape, and also have like points for all of like his little eyeball and other attachments. So lots and lots of L plates. Alright, so that's I think the general size of the head there. Now you're just gotta build it up. Hey there, Roomy World. How's it going? Interesting, so you've got a trans light blue Baraki eye, but that's going on the inside there. So I guess it'll like just be kind of visible from the outside. Back to school grind. Yeah, don't miss that. You youngins and your schoolings. interesting that we've got these rounded plates stacked up here that probably aren't going to be visible from the outside. I'm guessing those are just there to help when we attach something sticking out here to keep it at the proper angle. Yeah, this thing is very wobbly right now. Alright, got one of R2's little photoreceptors coming in. The flick fire missile piece there. And it's supposed to squeeze in right here. I might have pushed in the flick fire too much there. There we go. So yeah, that like wheel hub rubs up against the brick here to angle it out a little bit, and the round plates allow the 1x1 brick with the stud to be tilted just a little bit, so it's not quite straight out. once more. These trans round plates. I think this is the back of the head. I do feel like I remember seeing in pictures that, yeah, he does have some like green and red lights back there for some reason. Because whoever was designing the model decided to put them there because they looked futuristic-y. Someone says he needs some contrasting colors to stand out against all the blue and silver. Just light him up like a Christmas tree. Still really need to do something to lock in these corners here. I feel like I can still probably pop off fairly easily. Not attached all that well just yet. Yeah, definitely hoping yeah, as we go up in the layers, sturdies up a bit. Got another little eyeball on the back of his head so you can see you from all sides. Definitely digging all of the asymmetry here. I appreciate that. Oh, interesting. All right, we're flipping. It's upside down now, and putting a whole bunch of snot brackets looks like it'll probably do a lot to stabilize things. Some more snot bricks in the corners there. Guess we had to build the frame up enough that we could safely flip it over with that falling apart on us. Very nifty technique there. You had to get those 45-degree slopes on at an angle here. And just that alone really helps lock those corners together, I feel like. Still a little bit of wiggle. It's getting better for sure though. All right, so we got a few more things to do in this bag, but after that we're gonna do our first giveaway. So I'll put that link up, just in case you haven't already memorized it. should really help round out the base of the dome. We'll see how they do for stabilizing as well. Let's see, get all these on here. Oh yeah, that wiggle is much reduced at this point. And definitely helps with that rounded look. The edge is still a little jagged here. Not sure exactly what could have been done to make that better. Starting to look pretty R2-D2-ish there. Alright, that's it for bag 11. Can put it on there. You can see how it's shaping up so far. Gonna go ahead and open up bag 12. Our penultimate bag. And then we'll do our first giveaway. Alright, Woomy, congrats. Won a Darth Maul buildable figure. Go put that in the pile for you. Reminds me to talk to Toofy Poofy today or tomorrow about that, his BBC contest results. Gonna have a large box coming your way at some point. Oh, got a little bit of Technic coming in here. What is all this about? Oh, that's right. There's still going to be the mechanism in here for Luke's lightsaber to launch up. So maybe that's what this is going to be for. Forgot all about that last little play feature. something going on in this corner too, where we added this little platform, and I got these snot bricks. Some of like the areas of symmetry in here is really interesting. Like here we put like the L brick with an L plate next to it. But it's still not quite like perfectly symmetric. It's almost like they designed like a dome. They're like, all right, now you have to like carve out portions of this to add like the right details and things like that. Little play features. Like, all right, we designed a dome. Now how do we get this to do what we need it to do? Alright, like this. And goes in here on its side. I guess, is this where the lightsaber goes, or is this something completely different? Have to wait and see. So we've got a black shield here. I think it's going to be R2's kind of main eye or photoreceptor. Which is kind of on like a this dark blue. It's like a weird trapezoid shape. Getting clipped in here. Oh. So I can angle. I guess it kind of gets the trapezoid shape idea there. Got some side curves going up. Almost getting to the full dome. Interesting that we're like leaving these tabs here, so we're going to attach the final top curve part when we get to that step. Sure what we can possibly connect to these pins with studs, because that is right up against that 1x4 arch. So I don't even think you could put a tile or something on there if you wanted to. Maybe you could insert like a bar or something into it. That might be about the only thing. Oh, or maybe we do have this triangle tile that might be able to fit on there. Guess we'll find out. Because we're just about done with this bag. Nope, this goes back here. All right, it's looking pretty R2-D2-ish. Still the last few features and details. So I think this is our first printed part. Is a 1x4x3 brick with 50 years of Lucasfilm logo on it. I think it's one of 3 printed parts in this entire set, the other 2 being part of the R2-D2 figure that we get. Alright, let's finish up the top here. this goes in this corner. I'm just going to attach to those 2x3 plates and that little plate sticking out there. Kind of interesting how we went from like bricks to like curves back to bricks again. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the stickers that go on these plates with the studs around the edge because they're harder to line up, I feel like. I think at least with the big UCS ones where it's like just a giant tile, you can at least go at it for multiple edges and don't have to worry about the studs getting in the way. On these, the studs tend to get in the way as you're trying to put that sticker in. Make sure you line it up right. At least it's only the one sticker in the entire set. Yeah, definitely not ideal no matter how you slice it. I think this is pretty much the same as this one, just without that jumper there. So go like that. Something does feel a bit off because of these rounded tiles really don't match with that side, but I'm guessing that's because these corners are going to have the two different play features in them. So we need to account for some space for that. Yep, it looks like we're making a little periscope now. That I think is you see the most of in Empire Strikes Back on Dagobah when R2 falls into the swamp. And Luke's all worried, and also a little periscope pops up. And it's like, oh, you're safe. And he gets eaten by, I don't know, whatever it is in the water there, which then just spits him out. Yep, that inflation price boost. Although I do feel like, relatively speaking, it's not like the worst value, even with the price boost. Like, it is 2,300 pieces for $240. So obviously it would have been nicer if it was still cheaper, but alright, so our studs here go in the tubes in the bottom, kind of off-centering it. Alright, so our little periscope there, which goes into a little Technic connector. Kind of mostly hides in it. You can see it kind of in that corner there. It'll be able to pop up. Which attach or keep it from coming all the way out. That. Is there anything else? No, it's just that. Is there like a thing I'm missing? Ah, okay. So there's like a little slot in here that we made. So if you turn it, it'll stay in there. It won't go down on its own. It does look like it's facing an odd direction for that. I feel like I would want it facing this way. Maybe I put it on the wrong way. Let's double check that. I was trying to make sure I had this oriented the right way in the instructions. Well, it looks like I did. Oh, I guess, okay, no, I guess because when you're looking at him from the front, the periscope will be facing forward. All right, that makes sense. Our 4x4 round plate, which is going to attach to that turntable piece on the top of R2's, I guess, headstock there. So that'll help, we'll be able to spin our head around. There. Still have clearance for the periscope to come up. And still have our space for the lightsaber ejection mechanism. Speaking of which, now it's time to make Luke's lightsaber. It's a pretty good facsimile for such a small scale. It's all the key details, right? Like the gold switch on the side and like the wider emitter thing here. And then that goes in there. Cover for it. Alright, so our little corner there that I think literally just attaches to the lightsaber. Oh no, it attaches to one stud there. So we pop it off fairly easily. And then got his dish to round at the top and little connector port there. All right, and that is it for R2. Line that up. push it down to get the plate on the turntable. There we go. So I guess those Technic connectors just stay exposed. Interesting. Alright. So it's R2, and now we just get to make the little display plaque thingy to go along with him. With the lovely, lovely sticker. So lovely. Printed brick. Very nice though. Alright, gonna skip attaching those to this for now until we do the sticker. Alright, we're gonna build our little R2-D2 here. He remains pretty unchanged from that original R2-D2 fig in 1999. I think back then they used a gray head. And obviously the printing has changed a bit, but the pieces are all the same. And actually the printing on this head is pretty bad. If you look at it from straight on, you can see the left side there, that blue line is higher than it is on the right. And as you follow it around, like from there, you can really see the angle. There, yeah. Ooh, that's such a bad printing job. It looks so bad. Oh, it's kind of disappointing, right, for a $240 set. Like, I definitely understand from a technical perspective, printing onto a rounded dome object like that has got to be difficult, but still. All right, let's see how we do with the sticker here. Got double X-Actos. May not fit on camera here as I try to make sure I line this up nicely. Alright, hopefully that's good there. You're new, come on. Alright, well hopefully I don't get too many air bubbles with that. Alright, that came out pretty good, I think. Not my worst plaque sticker. Where do these pieces go? All right, let's go ahead and put our giveaway link up. Come on, there we go. Put that on there, tilt it back, and then I think that is it. Shows all the features that we've already, for the most part, already looked at. Inventory, inventory, all right. So let's take a look here. got our finished set. Compared to BB-8, you can see he's quite a bit taller. So definitely not, I don't think it's quite to scale, but it's pretty close. Well, there's not too many scenes where you see them like next to each other in the films, so I'm no expert there. And he's got his head that spins around. Have to do it manually, unlike BB-8 here, who has a little thing on the side you can use to spin it and also tilt his head back and forth. This was a really fun feature doing BB-8, using some of those like 1x2 rubber Technic damper pieces. I don't think it would have been the same on R2, right? Since BB-8, in theory, like his headpiece can go around the entire body. So they're trying to like capture that, the back and forth. So R2 didn't need that. But it would have been cool if there was like a dial or something. Well, I guess they couldn't put anything on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not sure how they would have done that with all of the other mechanisms to add a way to spin his head like from the side or the back or something. I think with all the other features in there, that's not a big loss. And then, so we've got on the front, he's got several things that open up. So he's got 2 panels here, open up with his little tools. And then he's got his little arms here that pop out. So fun little play features there. I don't know that it's quite got the full range of things that he has in the films, but I kind of feel like in the films they had like a different R2-D2 robot for like each feature that they had to have come out for the most part, because there's just so much in there. Or in like the later films, like the prequels and sequels, he was just like CG, right? I think there's that one scene in like Attack of the Clones where he gets hit by like an ion blast, like just all of his attachments pop out, and it's very obviously a CG R2 there. But then move him so our little giveaway thing isn't covering it. He's got his little periscope that comes up. It can stay up just pretty much in that position. It can like twist a little bit, but you twist too far and it pops back down. And then replicating Return of the Jedi, that pops out, and you can get Luke's lightsaber hiding in there. I don't think it's quite to scale. I feel like it should be a little bigger, question mark. But you know, obviously they're working with some very tight confines, considering all this still has to be able to spin around while having that in there. It would have been really cool if there was an actual like mechanism to at least like launch the top off there instead of having to do that manually with your finger. It's not too difficult to do, but like I don't know if there's like a little lever or something in the corner here that you just kind of push down and it shot it up. That would have been awesome. Something to think about if you're into modifying your sets and stuff like that. I think for the most part the details on the dome came out quite nicely. Little like red and green details in the back. I'm not quite sure about those. Let's look at the instructions here and see with some of the pictures they have of R2 how well they kind of capture it. So I feel like the front did a pretty good job. They have the little headlight bricks for these little openings here. I feel like they did a really good job with these details here, and I especially like the brick-built stripes on the front. So props there. Oh yeah, we still have to show off his feet at some point again. Let's see if we have any better shots of the back of R2 here. At least they show in the instructions. No, it looks like they don't show it, so kind of have to trust the designers that those little studs, Technic pins with studs sticking out, are accurate to the source material. but overall, no complaints. The legs, just the detailing on the legs is really nice. Would have been really cool if they had the rocket boosters that came out, but again, right, these legs have to actually support the model, so they had some limitations that they were working with here. Back, rather plain. We do have these Technic axles sticking at the back that are used to push out the arms. You can just pop both of those out if you don't want to show them while displaying. Then you have to figure out a place to put them, so I'm probably just going to leave them in. For the most part, people aren't going to be looking at this from the back, so I'm not too worried there. You have to watch while you're spinning, right? I'm trying to spin from the center, but the legs are kind of wobbly enough because of the mechanism that it's better to grab the feet when you're spinning, because otherwise, like one leg is going to try to stay back while the other goes forward, and you might accidentally activate the mechanism there. Which, speaking of which, see if we can do this. So you kind of pick him up, and you can see his ankles are kind of like loose. There's a interesting Technic connection there that lets them just kind of like dangle here and go back and forth, mainly forward. So you kind of have to do that, and then let's see. Afraid to pick him up by the head, so I'm trying to pick him up by the body. You kind of like tilt the legs back rather than tilt the body forward. You push the legs back, and you can see the middle leg drop down there, and he can be in tripod mode where he's tilted back a little bit from vertical, but it's mainly the legs that are tilted back, which I think is actually pretty accurate to what you see in the films. It's not so much that R2 leans back as that like the legs go back. So really cool option to display him like this as well. Maybe a little more sturdy, like if you're in an earthquake zone or something, or your house or apartment is right up against some train tracks, you might want to display him in tripod mode so he doesn't fall over. But you can also have all three legs down while he's standing straight up as well, and then you can just push that up and it'll stay up there. Oh, that's one of the axles in the back. So really cool mechanism. Definitely, I think the standout feature in R2 here. And I think they did a really great job like coming up with this really interesting mechanism to get him to go into tripod mode. You can kind of just like stare at you from, give you like a little side eye, be like, come on, you know I'm the real hero of this story. And then our little display plaque, our annoying sticker, our cool 50 years of Lucasfilm brick. I think this is only available in this one set. And then our very bad R2-D2 minifigure. I feel like they can definitely stand to update him, right? Like I said, it's been the same molds, or the same general molds since 1999. Those legs are a bit comical. They were comical in 1999. I definitely think we could do better now. I feel like the body and the head molds are fine, but those legs are a bit silly. And then the print job on that head is very disappointing with how bad it is. So yeah, that is R2-D2. If you're into Star Wars, definitely one you should consider picking up. As Wumi pointed out, the price did jump up as of August 1st to $240. Forget what it was originally, if it was $220 maybe, or even $200. Either way, unfortunately that it went up like that with their inflation increases, but a lot of sets did, so it's not like you can buy another set and get a better value there, because a lot of these, especially the higher price point sets, jumped up in price. But still, 2,300 pieces for $240 is generally a decent value. I don't know how many exclusive or hard to find pieces you get here, right? A lot of it's white and light gray, which are very common in a lot of sets. So they're probably not very rare or expensive. The dark blue, the Metro blue, earth blue, whatever you want to call it, is a little more uncommon, but I still feel like it's a lot of basic pieces in the dark blue that you have here. So probably nothing too rare to make you really want to go after this set just for the parts. You're definitely going to be picking this up more for the display side of things rather than a parts pack. So yeah, I think that's about it. We've got one more winner to pick for today. Let's close things off and see who it's going to be. Buttloaf, congratulations, you won an Elite Praetorian Guard. Enjoy those lovely, unique red shells and that fabric piece. Very solid set there. Lots of great parts. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing a stream next weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, so we've got some other things planned outside of the LEGO world. But we'll see you back probably in a couple weeks. We've got a few more sets in the docket to build. So hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.